Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Mega Man 5. We are continuing our quest to go and blow down Proto Man's castle. And so now we're near the end of his castle. We're on the roof now. We have satellite dishes, this high-tech 1990s looking satellite dish. I know this game isn't set in the 90s, but it came out in the 90s. And satellite dishes started to become more commonplace. They had those like really large, obnoxious satellite dishes that didn't get a lot of channels or maybe turned around. That's before they invented those smaller ones, which I don't think people really knew about the smaller. I'm not sure when people really knew about smaller satellite dishes yet. I remember them being pretty cool back in the later 90s and the early 2000s, but nowadays it's like dated technology. I don't know anyone that still uses satellite TV nowadays. Heck, I don't even know very many people that still use cable TV. Most people I know got rid of cable TV and just TV in general. I know a lot of people don't even have TVs anymore. People in the 20th century would say, you don't have a TV, so what do you do for fun? You know they do for fun? They use their computers to go on the internet and go onto YouTube more specifically, and they watch my videos. They watch these videos. They're entertained by me going on for hours and hours about all sorts of random stuff they never would have thought existed otherwise. Well, they watch me play Mega Man 5, another routine, forgettable Mega Man game. It's just like every other Mega Man game we've played thus far, only a few extra little things, where like things like the pretty sprite stuff, and like where Mega Man spins around like an origami or something like that, or like a turntable origami kind of thing. And yeah, this is exactly why people are getting rid of TV. My videos are responsible for the reason why people are getting rid of their TV, why people don't want TV anymore. Why do you want TV when you can just go watch Ray Phoenix? My videos are way better than anything that's on TV these days. Seeing me play Mega Man 5, where else are you gonna see that? You can only see Ray Phoenix play Mega Man 5 on Ray Phoenix's YouTube channel. You're not gonna see that on any TV show. You're not gonna see that on anyone else's channel. Okay, well, I do have partnerships over YouTube channels, and I do have like, what do you say? Like, I do have access to another YouTube channel. There's another YouTube channel I have access to. It's the one for IJ Games Production Studios. I think I have access to that YouTube account, and I used it to watch some of Kumataro's Cake's Sailor Moon videos. And that's why Sailor Moon videos kept coming up in recommended. If he likes to post a lot of videos of Sailor Moon, it's another anime show that I still haven't seen an actual episode of yet. I always try to come up with the best comments, because one of the best ways to build awareness on YouTube is to leave comments on as many YouTube videos as you could think of. That way there's a link to your YouTube channel, which could help people find your YouTube channel. That's exactly why I try to leave as many comments on as many videos as possible. It'd be kind of redundant for me to leave any comments on this video, because, well, if you're watching this video, it means you've already found my channel, so there's no need to find my channel anymore. But I do try to leave comments on as many videos as possible, which is a good way to build brand recognition, brand awareness, so more people will eventually discover my YouTube channel. I've been getting a lot of more subscribers lately. More and more people are becoming aware that I exist, which is, really good. And for Christmas this year, I got a really awesome present. Some guy commissioned a fan of mine that I didn't even know I had. Well, I knew he was a fan of mine, but I didn't know he was that big of a fan of mine. Commissioned someone on Deviant Art to draw Jason, Mason, and Captain Fusion, my Jason, Mason, and Captain Fusion characters in their awesome art style. It's not the art itself that really, it's not the art itself that really stands out or what makes it what it is. What really makes it stand out is the fact that someone actually went out of their way to commission that for me, to draw something, to pay someone else to draw something of mine like that. That must mean they really like Jason and Mason. They must really think I'm a really good artist and writer, and that came up with something really good. Jason, Mason, and Captain Fusion for my Jason and Mason series. It is my most popular series, and I've said then more and more people are becoming aware of it, and I'm earning a lot more fans. I have a lot more fans on the internet than I do in real life. I've shown a lot of my stuff to real life friends. Most of them don't seem to care much about my stuff and about my stuff, but most of the people I've met online, a lot of them do care about my stuff and think it's really good. And I'm glad that I have I'm glad that I have really big fans like that. So thank you to everyone that's, drawn my characters and commissioned my characters. Milk100, I think is his name on DeviantArt, is the guy that commissioned and my work to my characters to be drawn. So thank you very much to him. And so now we're going after Darkman, another one of the Darkmen. This time I have to use Greek Sandwich Man's weapon against him. Just keep throwing it around and taking some damage, taking some hits from him. He's just walking around, he's creeping around like that. Like walking around, creeping around. He's gonna try to freeze us like Medusa. According to one guide I read somewhere, it mentions that Charge Man's weapon could actually be somewhat effective on him. I'm about to try using it here. As you can see, it's kind of a useless weapon. It doesn't really do much but get you killed. Okay, so it kind of does have a use then. Its use is getting you killed. Now, you might as well just use a gyro attack. Because gyros, you know, he clearly doesn't like gyros. I don't know, maybe he has a bad experience of Greek food or something like that. I know he's Darkman. Do Darkmen even like Greek food? I don't know. The Greek Mediterranean food, like the kind you see in the malls a lot of the time. And I seem to get more when I go to pita places now. There, using the Greek sandwich weapon, we destroyed that incarnation of Darkman. So one more of Proto-Man's Darkman army is destroyed, and now it's time we'll go take on Proto-Man himself. Let's have some family feuds over, you know, it's a family feud obviously because it's Mega Man going against his brother. Feuds happen all the time, everywhere. They happened back in the day on the NES system. They still happen today on Discord a lot of the time. I knew a lot of people on Discord that start meaningless wars with people over meaningless trivial stuff. I never try to take part in any of those wars, which word of advice to people watching this use Discord. If someone on Discord wants you to join in a war or something like that, or some trolling thing, I don't recommend doing it. It's probably gonna, you know, ruin your reputation forever, like what Proto-Man has already done. Proto-Man has ruined his reputation for all the bad stuff he's done to us in this game so far. And look, he's using the Force on us and he drained our health. What's that? That sounds like in Proto-Man's whistle again, but it sounded more high-pitched and more... Oh, look at that! There's two Proto-Men! What's happening here? They're fighting against her. Oh, look at that! That other Proto-Man, the one that tried to kill us, is a Darkman. Was Proto-Man Darkman all along? Was Darkman the true main villain, so our brother is innocent? And Darkman's the real main villain in this game all along? Yeah, it's Darkman. Some Darkman robot must have got smart and built a whole army of himself, a whole clone army of himself. So he could pretty much you know, go to war with the world and destroy Mega Man. I wonder how Darkman is really superior. And look at that, we're actually using our bird, Mega Man's pet bird Beat, to go against this Darkman robot. It's gonna peck away at him. We can also shoot some buster shots at him too. It'd be kind of useless to use charge shots here because we're constantly getting hit by blaster fire. But we still have Beat the bird, where we could just, you know, peck at him, Beat pecks away. Beat is actually kind of underrated, actually. He actually is a lot more powerful than people give him credit for. It's actually very useful in this game in Mega Man 6, but he's not very useful in Mega Man 7 and most of the games that came afterwards. It's really a shame. There were some lost opportunities there. What's this? You've done well, Mega Man. I never expected you to defeat my powerful Darkman robot. Oh look, it's Albert Einstein Wily. Until now, I have managed to frame Proto-Man for my crimes. I confess to a crime now, but now the real Proto-Man has appeared and spoiled my plan. Yeah, and Dr. Light is a captive in my lab. Come if you dare. Ha, 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 ha. So it was Dr. Wily's fault this whole time. How did we not see this coming? It's pretty obvious. He escaped at the end of the last game, so of course he was going to do something to Mega Man eventually. Dr. Wily eyebrowing us like that. Dr. Wily, and of course he has a whole nother castle for himself. This is just like the last game, only he was using Proto-Man as this alleged villain rather than Dr. Cossack, and he didn't kidnap anyone's daughter this time, or he kidnapped Dr. Light this time around. But at least it's not as bad as kidnapping a Russian guy's daughter. So now here it is, we're in Wily Stage 1, where Dr. Wily is nice and gives us an E-Tank right off the bat. And he really made this level inspired by Bubble Man's stage from Mega Man 2. Yeah, Bubble Man's stage probably wasn't the best stages in Mega Man 2, which is why so many people took inspiration from him, as you clearly see in this game. Now he has those snowball throws. Those things look like things that throw snowballs. I'm trying to collect as much energy as possible, because pretty soon the boss gauntlet's going to be coming up, and we're going to be needing as much weapons energy as possible. And there's Dr. Wily's castle. It's pretty much all the same enemies you've seen in the game thus far. There's like turrets, and there's bat things. I guess Dr. Wily got sick of bats, so now he uses those flying things again now, which really explains why there weren't any bats in this game, like there were in the earlier ones and all the other ones prior. Okay, so it's pretty much just more of what we've seen before. This it's not as imaginative as in the last game, where the whole level consisted entirely of Met tools as the enemies. There's none of that, just more levels of the same kind of stuff. They could have dragged this on forever and ever. I wonder how much space an NES cartridge can hold. I wonder how long they could have possibly have made this go on for. Imagine they just made this like an infinite game or something like that. Or like when those looping stages in those Mario games. Remember when I first came across those looping stages in the original Super Mario Bros. Where I spent like an hour running around in circles wondering how to get through the level. There's no indication telling me I was doing anything wrong. Unlike there was in Super Mario All-Stars. Yeah, that's actually an improvement they made in the Super Mario All-Stars version. Imagine they made something like this, like Super Mario All-Stars, both Mega Man games, the NES Mega Man games remastered for the SNES. They kind of did do that on the Sega Genesis, though, with Mega Man The Wily Wars. It was just Mega Man's 1, 2, and 3, and then it had this extra bonus game where it was like Project Genesis or something like that. Just funny, because they named it Genesis after the system it's on, but yet the game only came out in Japan and Europe, where it's called Mega Drive, and it didn't come out in North America, which is the only known region in the world where Mega Drive is called Genesis, which is kind of ironic. I tried playing that game. It's way harder than the NES ones, actually, simply because there's no pause trick in Mega Man 1. Yeah, I've been spoiled by NES flaws. Whoever thought that older technology and flaws in older games would spoil us? And look at that, we're in, what's this guy's name again? Dustman. Yeah, look, it's Dustman. Dustman is back. Well, Dustman's actually back. His level is back. Remember this when we went through this in Mega Man 4? Dustman. And he has Met tool turrets everywhere, and there's dust and garbage crushers. Only if we get the Met tools to be crushed, but could they actually get crushed? I don't think those hard hats shield them from getting crushed or something like that. So it's the same way you got through Dustman stage. Just blast away at the garbage and then slide through everything there. Oh, this is a good place to grind. That chicken thing keeps producing offspring, which could, offspring could lead to us getting energy. You'll see the rush coil is kind of running low on energy there, so we could grab some energy. Oh, look at that, it's a big energy refill. Also, so branch out. I usually just give it to the weapon or something, or a gadget or whatever it's called, as the lowest amount of energy, or as the most in need, because some of these weapons actually are in need for the boss guns. And the gyro attack, you might have to need that for the final boss, because it would make the final boss a lot easier. But again, you could do the final boss Buster only in this game, but it's really hard to do it Buster only. It wasn't impossible to beat the final boss Buster only in Mega Man 2, as I mentioned in some earlier videos in this Let's Play. So now we got all the eggs, we can now shoot this hen or whatever it is in the head, and then we could, nah, he's cheap, he doesn't give us anything for killing off the hen. And then there's those things that look like tellies or whatever colors, telly batteries or whatever they're called from Mega Man 2. We got another one up there. This game still likes to, even though Dr. Wily's been, confirmed as the main villain now we're in his castle, we're near the end of the game still likes to be overly generous to us with lives. Still likes to, hold our hand all the way through and give us everything we'd ever possibly need to beat the game. And apparently that thing we need to beat the game with is lives. It's boss time now. Here's a more imaginative boss. This boss is actually kind of easy to beat just using the Buster. Even with charge shots, it's actually kind of easy. It's kind of slow at first. But then everything allows us to charge shots and shoot him into his head. This is actually one of the more memorable bosses in the game. We have to shoot those things on him, and they come out as body parts, and they come out, and they have to jump on them as platforms, jump on that one, and then you could use Mega Buster shots, or the Crystal shot from Crystal Man's weapon, and you could blast him in the head, which is what I'm doing right here too, as you can see, blasting him in the head, and it's doing quite a bit of damage. Mega Man's Mega Busters, actually, but even when it's not charged, it's still very effective against this boss. This one shot there, it's actually lava, rinse, repeat. I bet you could do this in your sleep if you learned the logic behind this boss. Nah, I never been able to do it before. Memorize something so well if we done this in your sleep. Yeah, it's something I never really done before. So he goes flying through, jumping over those things, and he sends those things out there. Lava, rinse, repeat. It's all just a bunch of lava, rinse, and repeat. And shooting that thing in his eye, shoots the eye, and it comes out. And shoot that thing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be needing to use a crystal weapon. This is taking too long. I mean, if this was supposed to be like an endurance test or something like that, this would be fine. But nah, I don't think you guys want an endurance test. Screw it. Just use his weakness already. Use Crystal Man. I wonder what kind of logic there is in that. Crystal is supposed to be really hard. It doesn't even look like a crystal. It looks like a pearl or something like that. Looks like almost like a promo thing for like a pearl companies. There's some pearl mining company called that, something like Pearl. So I don't know if that's supposed to be a promo for something or not. If it's a promo for anything, it's a promo for my awesome gameplay, because I just defeated this boss by a pretty good margin. This is Ray Phoenix, signing out.